Well, so what is Kiip?
Yeah, so Kiip's super simple. We are a rewards platform, and we take moments of achievement, is what we call them, in apps and games that you use every single day, and we bring rewards into them. So physical rewards. So imagine leveling up in a game and getting like a free latte from Starbucks, or logging a run and getting a free bottle of Gatorade. And so our insight was, let's take things that people are naturally doing every single day. We wanted to bring in brands to actually do something useful and actually delight you with something.
What drives you? Why did you start this company at 19 years old?
So I'm Canadian. I was born and raised in Vancouver, and I graduated college early, so 4 years early, skipped grades 2, 7, 9, and 11, because the Canadian education system lets you do that.
This is sounding like maybe you're a spy from Canada.
Maybe, but I figured out how to kind of use the system and did whatever I needed to do. And for me, it wasn't about dropping out. I think it was more about how do I finish school earlier. Graduated when I was 18 from college.
Well, congrats on graduating.
Thank you, finally.
Good job.
I was unemployed. I remember walking up and down the aisles of the flight. I call it the aisle creep. And to my left and to my right, I noticed everyone that was on their phones, they were playing tons and tons of games. And it kind of hit me. I was like, wow, this is like a pretty popular, thing that people are doing now on their phones. That's interesting. Maybe I could start something there. And so I literally started dissecting games as a consumer would. Like, I'm not a game designer, so I actually just went there and was like, okay, you can level up, you can get a leaderboard, you can, fight a boss or whatever. And one of the things that I noticed that was very universal was this achievement moment. And the other insight that I had was, in that moment, people are happy. And so when you think about it, now I can actually quantify the moments in time across app usage when someone was happy. And if there's one thing that I could remember in consumer behavior class, which wasn't a lot, but the only really thing was, brands tied with happiness is a very powerful thing. That's how big brands like Coke build massive, massive brand love, because they'll be at stadiums on purpose, because when you're cheering for your favorite team and Coke is there, it's tied to that experience. So I said, okay, what if I could help brands tie themselves to this happy moment? And so, in the beginning it was, okay, I'm gonna find games that have a lot of users, try to negotiate with them, see if can we put our technology into those games, and could you tell me when those moments are happening, and we'll put in rewards. And in the beginning, we got the games, thank God, so they actually bought into the concept, but we didn't have rewards in the beginning. So it was like a chicken and egg. So we actually then bought a bunch of rewards. We actually purchased—
Like bought physical rewards.
Yeah, we bought Coke and Pepsi and things that we wanted to put in. And that was our way of kind of creating an artificial marketplace in the beginning. And then once we started showing the success of people actually responding at massive levels. And so I was like, okay, this is actually working. And we started to bring in more brands.
Do you feel like you're successful?
I think it's so early. I think I'm, the American analogy is first inning in like a 10-inning ball game. Like for me, I just know that there's so much to learn. Part of why I love what I'm doing today is I actually learn from the people that I hire. For me, this is the important thing about being an entrepreneur, is you get to almost decide where you want to learn and grow.
So I assume when you started the company, you didn't know what to pay people.
Yeah.
What do? Do you just Google it?
So most VCs, they'll have like a compensation survey. So we have these tools as CEOs sometimes that we can share and kind of trade notes. But obviously every company is different. So for me, the one sort of factor you can throw in that's not really the same for anybody is your options, right? Your equity in the company. So for me, it's kind of showing people that we're not going to beat other companies by cash compensation. You're going to find more cash going to a Google or a Facebook. But we're here to build something that you can be a part of, that you can contribute to, that is actually going to show your impact in that product, that final product, very, very obviously.
Right.
And so that's a big selling factor. So there's a lot of different things, but
yeah,
that's one of them.
Because I just always think I wouldn't have known what to pay people at that age, I wouldn't have known how to do this.
And then you learn all sorts of things. I have to, we have a maternity leave policy now, and you just. And then you go through it.
I didn't even think about that.
We've had 3 Kiip babies, so babies that were born during the time that employees were at Kiip. And I had to figure out, okay, what is an appropriate paternity leave policy, for example? What is the dad going through? And I can never go to these people and claim that I even have any idea what's going on, right? I can just try to be semi accommodating and say, okay, well, tell me what is needed
What
here.
happens when you have a baby?
Yeah, what happens when
how do you have a baby?
Exactly. all these mysteries of life.
So, okay, so you're all about rewards. Will you reward me?
Yeah.
Okay, here, I have some candy. You can give me candy.
Okay, here's
so when I do
some candy.
something good, you can give me a piece of candy. Okay.
It's a bit Pavlovian, but yes.
Yeah, okay.
Here's some-
So maybe you can ask me math questions. And then,
Okay.
No
How many-
long division.
No, there's no. What?
Okay.
Recite as many digits as you can of pi.
3.1497. Way off.
1, 4. You got 2, so
I got two.
you get 2.
I get 2 candies.
There we go.
Okay. Okay, what else?
Ask me back.
Oh, I gotta ask you something.
The same one.
Okay.
The same question.
How many digits of pi can you recite to me right now?
Okay. 3.141592653579. That's the one. That's all I know.
So in the rewards system that you have going on with Kiip, I've been trying to get an MP3 player. I saw you had this competition going. It was like a running competition, and like, you know, if I ran enough, then I could get an MP3 player. I've been running. Where's my MP3 player?
Maybe you're not running enough.
So I was wondering, will you help me get it? Maybe we could do some running.
Happy to.
Okay, so we're both gonna look right here. And I say, I'm like the Valley Girl, and you say, and I'm like Brian Wong of Kiip.
Okay, sure.
Okay, or from Kiip. I mean, it's a tough decision.
Not too hard.
I mean, you know pi.
I know.
Okay, I'm like the Valley Girl.
And I'm like Brian Wong from Kiip.
Okay, so tell me, how many digits do you really know of pi?
I slipped up a bit. It's like 3.1415926535779.
I mean, I know the alphabet.
Yeah. It's not that impressive, though.